Hi Aquarians, welcome to your monthlies, and I hope the sound is going to be okay because I always have to wait while the video is being processed, so I'm just trying to save that 30 minutes. So it's time for a monthly. I have actually tested, for those of you who didn't see it, general reading, new deck, Law of Attraction deck. So take a look at that as well. I will provide a link, and if I forget, please tell me in the comments that I didn't, to actually provide it again, and just put it here in the upper right corner, that I button. And I'm going to do that at the end of the video, so you can just simply click on it and see it. It's something completely different, and your opinion is highly valued on that. So anyway, so let's jump in. This is a monthly, so it is a big reading. So first we are going to start with a double kind of like tarot slash love cards forecast, and then I'm going to do the Lenormand, and then I'm going to do Gypsy card, aka Vera Sibylla reading, and we're going to seal it with advice. So let's go, guys. The cards have been pre-shuffled, so you don't have to watch me 5 minutes doing that. Ooh, what do we have? Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And 4 of Wands reversed. Wow, this is not interesting. Well, 4 of Wands, depending on the context, and I think this is one of those contexts that it also has a positive meaning. So there is something going to the next level, but that next level is going to the next level. So that sounded really intelligent. Okay, so the world is like moving to the next stage. One phase of life is finished, the new one is starting. It is an extremely positive card to get. When we see this, it's literally things are shaking. The world is shaking and moving for us. Now this also is the card of moving to the next level, but this is kind of the mother of this card, because this is major arcana, and this is sort of like our karmic energy this month. This is kind of like something that can be affected. This one really can't. So we'll be guided there, and this is more or less affecting our passion. Maybe we'll be going there, but maybe our passion is not here for whatever reason. Maybe there is a hesitancy going to the next level. But in any case, it could be something that is like really deeply integrated in our life. We are going to see as the reading kind of comes around. Also, guys, this is a general reading. For your private reading, please contact me via my website, www.cattarot.ca. All right, passion, chemistry, new love. Woohoo! Give your relationship a chance. Wedding, unrequited love. Oh, new love, unrequited love, wedding, passion. Sounds like Aquarius. Free yourself. Yeah, definitely Aquarius. What are we missing here? Heal family issues. What else to be a complete? Release your ex. Give relationship a chance, but release your ex. New love, release your ex. Unrequited love, new love. Well, for the lack of being confusing, engagement. So we have engagement, we have wedding. Children. Everything in 1 month. So you female Aquarians, we are going to make the history. We are going to have everything in one package. Kidding, because these cards have other meanings. But let's see where we are. It is a theme this month that we are going forward and we are going backward, and lots of kind of seismic structure will be happening, kind of like those tectonic plates would be moving for many signs, and it's going to feel like going one step forward, going one back, and spinning in a spot, but eventually you're going to realize that lots of work has been done. So look, there has been something in the past for us. Give your relationship a chance, and then we have the Chariot reversed. Well, the Chariot is talking about uniting two forces, and I think this is where most readers go wrong, where they talk about the victory and the trouble. And sure, these are superficial meanings of a card, but what really this card talks about is that we have fallen and we have picked ourselves up, and we learn to see aspects of our life and how it feels to kind of splatter ourselves and to see what things are coming to kind of stand our growth. And we are growing in terms of relationship. Looks like we have exposed ourselves, but since the Chariot came reversed, it means at some point we got stuck. And you see, certain things we're not building, because Eight of Pentacles is like that methodical hard work, something that we really feel pride about. And in terms of relationship, that working on a partnership, we could have done it, but they didn't do it. And there was a moving on. Six of Swords is definitely moving on card. It's actually a really nice card. It's one of the most prophetic cards, because in life there is like not on and off switch. It's always that gray zone, right? And it is basically rite of passage, necessary change in thinking and gaining greater wisdom. It is like when you really fall like this, when you get stuck, when you kind of think you're doing the right thing, but you don't get there. It is really hard, especially for us, right? To feel that all this investment, everything we did, just kind of like didn't go anywhere, especially when we see potential, especially when we kind of like put them on the higher level. But you know what? This kind of means that we need to recreate that calm inside of us, that we need to shift our awareness and choose what we believe. And choose to believe, and we are Aquarius, we can do that, that in spite of all of that, we are still going to be stepping into the unknown, and we are going to be good. So this was some kind of transition we were making in the past, and this new love that kind of came in the basically root of this reading, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. It is still somebody from the past, something that really didn't take off, something that was a false love. When Magician appears in reversed position, is somebody who kind of promises you everything. Literally, they paint this picture that you think, well, this is a woman or a man I have been waiting for all my life. And how did I miss it, right? How did I kind of, and you're like really so happy. But it turns out that this car that you bought, you know, had just like really shiny color, and it hasn't been anything that, it's not as advertised, let's put it this way. So there you go. It was a King of Chalices reversed, emotional manipulation. Again, this is like somebody who tells you, somebody who is literally telling you everything they know. It's a wonderful thing to hear, but it's acting. It's not the real thing. It's kind of manipulation, because each time that the King appears reversed, we are talking about manipulation of some sort. Cups are basically emotional signs. So this is emotional manipulation. Somebody who maybe knew that you were into them, and they were using this, they were using to actually obtain something, because Magician kind of like almost taking advantage of the situation. And yet we were kind of gladly participating, thinking this is going to bring us happiness. So no wonder that there is like this moving on. And the hardest part is like when you feel this happiness, and that's why many people kind of suffer through relationships. It's like, okay, how do I move on? And why is like a little easier for Aquarians, because we are kind of really little brainy kind of creatures, maybe a little bit too nervous but brainy, and we actually do look into why. But kind of it's intellectual process, but it's for most people moving on from something they love, it's really difficult thing. But resolving that attachment is one of the best lessons we can learn in this life. So where is the starting point for this month? It's passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy, and the sun. Yay. Like this is kind of like sun sheds light on everything in all these deep corners, And I think the passion was something that kind of haven't been on our menu for quite a while now. It was always some disturbance. So it's coming back, and it's coming at through, like, I mean, this is kind of funny, no fear. Knight of Swords is, and I had, I think, believe the same card in the end of the July cards reading. Knight of Swords is no fear, and usually this is when Safi appears, because she kind of considers herself being a fearless kitty. But when it's like this way, it could be actually doing it a little bit too much. Kind of like you are either down in the dumpster, or you're like so high that we want to kind of fly really high, but then it's taking risks that are really not needed risks. And you see there is like this need for a balance, justice card coming out. So there is this passion. We kind of like are motivated with creating this balance, and this also can mean cutting off, and it could be even brutal thing, kind of self-preservation, kind of looking for this balance. This is to me one of my karma cards, so when this appears, this kind of message is like, I mean, resonating twice as much. And there are two major arcanas over here. So far every group has a major, or 1 or 10, which also to me are the gateways. This is crossed this month, again thinking about something from the past. Chemistry, there is a strong magnetic attraction here. So again, like we are still feeling it. But 10 of Pentacles reversed is talking about, like, upright is talking about family, marriages, new starts, getting grounded, kind of having this vision, like you want to be with someone for the rest of your life. This can also mean that we just don't want to do it. It's just kind of finding this place inside of us, because it's kind of weird. We're going from 9 to 1, and here we're crossing 10. So it would tell me that well, yeah, I was just about to say independence. So we have a 9 of Pentacles. Yes. So I was right, my intuition was right. So look, 10 and 9, this is talking about feeling really solid on our feet, being extremely focused on who we are, building ourselves, kind of like when you put your foot on the ground, like that, you know, you're standing there firm, that nothing is taking you out of this balance. And that's actually really appealing to the others, when people want you because, you know, you don't want them. It's kind of weird how it works. When you chase after them, they run away. When you kind of like pull back, they go after you. It is kind of really weird. So we are really not exactly there, because the cards are reversed. So there is like a process, but we are going to win in this process, because we are going from 10 to 1. So that is kind of like healing process, but it's healing in our financial segment, because we really need to figure out how to do it on our own. And then this is actually being the right time. So this month, remember this from the entire reading, this is the right time and the right place. So this is a good month for now. And again, what is crowning us? Wedding, and something that didn't take off. The situation involves marriage. So it was either a question of our marriage, or a question of somebody that we met through, somebody that we met who is married, and something just didn't take off. There was not that emotional fulfillment. Look, but it could be somebody from a long time ago, could be somebody we knew for a long time. Look, we have some kind of emotional input. Aquarius, 6 of Chalices, is talking about nice memories of the past, kind of like memory lane, where you kind of turn back, or good old times kind of a thing. But you know, good old times is just basically how the brain works. It doesn't really let you remember all those good bad times, or bad times, because that way you will continuously be in fight or flight kind of state. So this actually is thinking possibly about bad memories, possibly things that went wrong, possibly being stuck and maybe even romanticizing somebody who really doesn't deserve it. And yeah, there was like some ending of some kind, ending of relationship that was like really extremely passionate. Maybe something that was moving really, really fast. Knave of Wands reversed, Page of Wands is somebody really studious who we were with. Or there's a situation that kind of like we are like really, really puzzled about, right? And I guess, guys, this is not our element. We were on a foreign ground. And again, this is again telling me unrequited love and Queen of Pentacles reversed. Well, I don't agree with this, what it says. It says there is not enough attraction or chemistry. Unrequited love can happen because of many reasons. Wrong timing, which I think it was the case here, and somebody being manipulative, double whammy. So, but here this is telling me it could have been the third person. It could be that we were with someone who was unachievable for some reason. Either they were involved with the marriage, or there was like a strong influence of his or her ex, or strong presence that kind of like was a deal breaker for us. Kind of when you date somebody and somebody says, oh, I love my kids so much, and da 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 da. Okay, this is great, but you come after them. Really? Why? All my life I waited to be like somebody's second or third or fourth. This is ridiculous. So this is kind of one of those things where also that goes for us, like when we actually go into something else, we are realizing that they have to have complete equity in our life, they deserve. And of course, like that grows with time, and this is like it goes without saying, but at the same time it is really important to acknowledge things that are not working for us. See, secrets. There was somebody, or maybe we were the secret, or there was something that was deceptive coming. Yeah, it was a biggie, right, Aquarius? There was somebody in a way. Somebody we actually still don't know, but we still kind of feel this is that soulmate card. And it could have as well been a soulmate who actually manipulated us, who actually maybe knocked on our door, because the lesson we had to learn from that soulmate is how to really feel through all these other segments. Because one thing Aquarians are not crazy about is selling our souls for money, and this kind of like is teaching us to actually really take care of the balance. We are still feeling rejected. This is kind of Knave of Chalices is reversed, an offer that kind of didn't go through, kind of like there was not meeting of the minds when it comes to a relationship, and somebody freed themselves, either us or them or both of us. It is time to take back control of your life, and not only freeing ourselves but kind of realizing this different machinations. And there is like Six of Pentacles. It is again coming back to the same story. Just don't get involved with thinking about sadness. Free yourself and balance your life. Six of Pentacles is like this really good balance. It generally represents three, and I think there are three kitties as well here. And when this card is basically pulled, it talks about giving and taking, and if you're sharing it with the others. So it has three positions. It has like three different viewpoints. It really talks about possibility of the third person interfering, but mostly is talking about how do we react if this happens, and do we feel rejected, or do we rebalance ourselves and find kind of like a better position for ourselves. It also talks about if we are the giver or the taker, or is somebody taking away from us or taking too much. There we go, 3 and 3. This is dedication to teamwork, and I think this is probably what this says together, that we are kind of giving up, or somebody gave up on a teamwork, and there was like imbalance, and it definitely looks like there was too many players in this game, and we wanted this game only for the 2 people. The outside influence is release your ex. The time has come to clear our energy. And this is almost like ritualistic card. I'm going to tell you all about this. And it's coming with the major arcana, the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is really the card that tells you, look, it's okay to do nothing. but nothing. It's only what looks on the outside. I do want you, and you're seeing here a kitty kind of like upside down, and this is basically the card that is asking us to reassess, look things from a different point of view, look what other people do, and literally just observe. Let situation take care of itself. When it's reversed, it means that we already have been doing it, and that other people see us that way, and that we are close to this, or this is what we are being told. Release your ex. In this card, the advice is to write it down, everything we want to release. And this is not the very last boyfriend or husband. This could be a lifetime of this collected baggage. Release your ex can as well be called release your baggage. So everything that you're carrying through and hoping to find a new and better one, and let's replace this new model. No, let's fix ourselves, because when we are standing firmly on our two own feet, we actually can get there, and we get what we need. And so the turbulence is like not really felt as strongly. Queen of Wands and yet another 3, but this is like 3 upright. So definitely, again, it's talking about finding joy, and we are becoming go go go, which actually we have seen from the Passion card. So we were going from a situation where we completely have been deflated to whoo, it's a big whoosh. And I think this is exactly what I was seeing in the general reading as well, that we are going from the bottom to the very top. So Queen of Wands is like somebody who is really getting busy, like who is like so well organized that she can accomplish lots of things. She's like Queen of Swords, but she's like very sexy. She is very seductive as well. She really, like, she would say, let's say she would be an artist, right? So she would be somebody who would, or entertainer or presenter, right? So 3 of Cups generally talks about enjoyment and joyfulness and friends. So release your ex. So it also says to me that we should maybe look outside of our set modality and kind of like reach out to our friends and create these little moments of joy. Fears and hopes. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Well, fear, commitment phobic. Can we handle it? Can we handle people who are juggling? Do we really want to go in this kind of situation? So the fear is obvious. There is a situation that we are kind of crossing over to feel that we are solid, and to kind of like find this like reignited passion about who we are. Yeah, we really don't care who wins here, who wins, who loses. In fact, we're saying, never mind, I don't want to go there. Look at that. Almost tells me like, Aquarius, you don't care for a partner. Like, look, let me be myself, let me relax, let me go deep inside of myself and figure out my life, kind of leave me alone card, kind of a thing. Very strange. I would love to hear your comments on this. What the heck is going on here? And then children, your love life is being affected by children. This is kind of card that talks not only about literal children, it talks about somebody else's children could be in a way, your children could be in a way. It's kind of really difficult to kind of like dedicate to your love life when you have, I mean, daily obligations. But it's also that it's talking about our inner child. And inner child needs basically pampering all our lives. Only thing as adults we are being told, oh no, you're grown up. So this is definitely calling for us to kind of like look into that. And then again we have 7 of Pentacles, which is the grounding cards. This is going to be a grounding month for us, where we are going to be really, really solid. This is reverse, so we are actually becoming impatient, which kind of relates to Queen of Wands and Ace of Wands. It's kind of like pushing it forward. There could be some manipulation. King of Swords reversed. or it could be really that we are being harsh on ourselves. Yeah. So this is maybe what children is. It's somebody's project. It's something that somebody did that we are probably still processing, or that we encountered that we'll have no patience for anymore. Because this is definitely somebody's taking things away from under your nose and thinking that you don't get it. And we will maybe be really vocal and tell them exactly what we think about that. So guys, now I'm going to like collect the cards and I'll do Lenormand. So instead of making you watch this for 5 minutes, I'll just click back in when I'm ready. Okay guys, this is our Lenormand. So what do we have here? Very interesting. Again, in Lenormand, there are like only 2 significators. We have the lady and then we have the gentleman. So either or can be the story, but this is like a really interesting story. So again, there is somebody from the past that wrote us that we were happy with. And look, there is like still connection. This is like where that was that unrequited love, possibly, because there is like the betrayal to that partner and kind of like the cross, basically he or she was the one who kind of looks like we cracked the whip over certain secrets that have been presented to us, and they were trying to make us happy, but the way they went about it was omitting information which kind of made us not to trust. And looks like, yeah, and this is how this ended. It did end, and it kind of set us off on a completely new path. And it could be that some of us became entrepreneurs or will become entrepreneurs in something that we are going to truly love, or it's going to be a completely new job that we are going to love. It's a new direction, guys. And second direction here, again, it's kind of really weird. There's like this person from the past, and we are again crossing in with this person, and the sun is illuminating everything. So another note is like we have the ring here. So one side is heart, one side is ring. So for him, one side is heart, another side is the key. Almost like both significators are saying extremely close story. Only thing I see, one person here actually have been responsible, but the other person actually called things off. So what is really ahead, it's kind of strange because we have the stork, and then we have down the road the mountain, which is just over the ship, and then we are knighting house, and house is here with the tower. So generally, if this is a general reading, I would say moving your residence. And since this is basically a love reading and we do have the ring here, I would say this is a major new direction in love, guys. I can even say there will be possibly proposals, or there's going to be some new commitment, but with somebody who has already been in your life. And it's going to be a big decision to make if you really want to do that. So you see, there is like something that probably is going to make many happy, because we have the stars over there, and stars definitely, it's like not the same as the star in tarot, but it's kind of like really similar. It talks about dreams and talks about hopes and psychic talents. So kind of like going deep inside, figuring out really if this is really healthy for us, or if this is something that's going to eat us like the mice, sort of like create damage and undermine our efforts. And is it what we basically really we see? And this is heavily using our intuition, because this stars over here is the cross between the stars and High Priestess in the other deck. So we'll be really thinking about it. We would really hope this kind of works out, but then again, we are going to face the mountain. It could be that we will go and meet this person, right? We have this, and that could be discussion of this relocation. If we, however, bridge this mountain, which is a huge thing, right? I mean, the stars and the tree is talking about healing, and the healing is both spiritual and physical. And then this is good, because then we are going to run into another obstacle, the next level. And if you overcome this obstacle, it's really good, because look, we have the stars and the moon over some kind of trip. This can be somebody who is long distance. Maybe we are dating somebody who's long distance, who kind of like we have to overcome that. Maybe this is what we need to heal. So next part would be my gypsy spread, and so we will see what we can add to it. And again, there are like past things reappearing over here. Okay, so gypsy spread. So the last two cards, the bottom two cards, which always is the bottom of the deck, which I don't integrate, is like foe, reversed, and sights. So I would say that either we had somebody be considered an enemy, somebody who we kind of like positioned as more important than us, and or there are regrets over certain things, or that we are our own worst enemy over here. So let's see where this goes. So guys, this has like tons of significators. These cards are really complicated. There are also 54 of them, and I'm reading 52, so hence it's basically lots of things happening. So there is like one significator here, the top left corner, it's sweetheart. So either like any of these significators could be you, could be your partner. So even though this is Aquarius reading, and can be actually anybody else that is reflecting here, because when you're coming here, I'm reading your energy, but I'm also reading energy of the partner, and also they are cross watchers, and I'm picking up their energy. So this is why if you are listening to this, it can actually reflect your situation as well. And guys, I really greatly appreciate your comments, because I'm learning from you, and I really want to know basically the other life situations, and this is really helping me to learn on a grand scale. And before I go, please thumbs up, thumbs down, please subscribe, and please share. That means a lot to me. So okay, let's go in. So the sweetheart is here. Then we have the wife reverse, which could be people who are in relationships, or still the mothers, or out of relationship and mothers. And then you have the Lord also reversed, which represents a married guy, and young woman. This can actually represent a family, or that can literally represent you know, young woman. And then we have the lover over here, and then these two guys also can represent sometimes people. So lots of things going on. So first and foremost, that ring that I've seen there, see here, it's kind of weird, because we have the widower here reversed, and we have a death here. So there is something that has been happening in the past that kind of like was a disaster. We have misfortune, we have death, and we have old woman. So somebody who we were very intimate, and we did not act wisely, I would say, here, and it disrupted our life to the nth degree. It was just like, oh my gosh, we got uprooted, and it was ouch. So the doctor means, and as we saw there, it's a healing, and it is, we are waiting for the new beginning and burying the old love and kind of rendering it hopeless. However, surprise is here. Somebody is going to come and offer new beginnings, something that we thought we'd buried. Look, we have the reunion and messenger over here, and it can be fortunate. And this could be the guy that we dated, could have been married, or could have been unavailable on one shape or the form. There is this person who actually still, and this is the bizarre thing, which we saw in the other ones, like, right, there is this person who still has this influence of somebody. Here is like a wife and Lord, they're like next to each other, and young woman. So this can be that family, and there's like some kind of conversation happening. But he's also here having a priest, which, and end of love here. Right, so that also means, and kind of like journey backwards, he wants to go back to something that he had with you. For the married couple, it could be that there is like an interference of a young woman, and there was like this severe jealousy and questioning somebody's honesty, and I would say again therapy or lots of communication. And I think it was a third party, because we have the pleasure seekers and we have joyfulness reversed, both of them signifying third party, and here are the lies and the enemy. So male Aquarians are trying to be, male married Aquarians are trying to kind of create, you know, some constancy, trying to kind of figure out step by step if this is talking about some kind of partner that you have been with involved. He might actually come back, but the situation is not resolved yet. The situation is continuing, and here are still some kind of secrets. And if he becomes single, right, even if he kind of acts single, he will still have the prison here and the melody in the house reversed, meaning he's still somehow trapped into something, right? But I think, hello, and this is kind of fun part, this is for those of you cross watchers who kind of don't like us, but look, there is somebody who is really missing our friendship, somebody who is really regretting, and we stole the friendship from them. And this is probably the worst punishment that Aquarius can do to somebody, when, I'm sorry, you're not my friend, you're off the list. And it is hard for us, but we generally value people. You are my friend, you're not my friend, you're off the list. And if you're off the list, really people don't know what they had until they don't have it, right? So reunion for some, but it's going to be a big question mark. It's going to be a question mark if love can actually reappear back, because love is reversed, the hope is reversed. Lots of damage has been created here. So it looks like there is a lots of issues that have to be resolved within in order to move forward. But then again, they're like two people continuously kind of missing each other in like two ships in like basically during fog. And there's like still, look, I mean, it's first and last card. This is kind of really weird. We have sweetheart, we have wedding, and then we have like this disaster, and the last card was like miscommunication. So if you actually have somebody you're inquiring, that person is feeling the same for you that you're feeling for them. And literally, they are not healing, but you are. You need to heal, and it's going to be a process, but it's going to be happening. So be careful with this reunion, because it might bring you cheerfulness. It might bring you kind of like the newfound lease on life, but only for a short period of time. The problems will come back, because see, it's going, but the other things are turning around from misfortune to fortune. So certain things are really good. It's some new beginning, and it's really new beginning. Could be new business beginning as well, and something that has to do with, I don't know, it could be something moving slower this time and demanding loyalty from the people. So it's going to be really interesting, Aquarius, to actually get your input, because this actually has lots of information where pretty much I can put everything on the plate and say this is what's going to happen, but then it's going to be just like I'm in complete mess. I'm going to draw one more card as advice, as I said. So let's see what to do in this month. It's month of July, actually starting from June 21st to July 20th for the transition of Cancer for Aquarius. Please give me advice. Oh, this one wants to come out. Winter solstice. Who got that? I think Scorpio got that. Well, the key over here is really, you know, in winter solstice, what's happening? It is the shortest day of a year, right? Well, at least in the northern hemisphere, and this is what, I guess it's everywhere, right? It's just like a different day. So it's exactly the opposite of today, because today I think it's summer solstice. And then we have the winter solstice, just on the other side. But it's asking us to really lift the darkness and go deep inside, right? So as we saw in tarot, we are actually learning how to function on different levels, not to be always in our head. This is kind of like going really deep and trying to figure out what kind of lies under the surface, right? Look at this, is like, I mean, picture of a reflection of the winter in a lake. And you know, this is kind of a thing. And this card generally talks about review, and review the past year, I would say, and ask yourself, what is the most important lesson that you have had to learn, what you have accomplished, and what visions and dreams you really want to manifest in the upcoming year. It's like actually a really important card. So whatever has been a smooth ride, or even if you had a challenging series of events, acknowledge that experience was for you to do this work, and honor whatever happened, especially over the last few months, with really gratitude and forgiveness. This is kind of like taking care of yourself. This is the children card. This is us. We are that child. We need to take care of us. So let it go. Like when we kind of like do this analysis and this is being in our head, let it go, release it, and allowing ourselves some kind of solitude, and so we can spend some slow time in reflection. And when complete, we then have to reflect on our present life and focusing also on what we are grateful for, and create that positive, passionate energy, right? So also notice how you feel in your body with whatever scenario plays in your mind. Especially, you know, I would like you to kind of like let your imagination to kind of like run wild and feel the energy coming back to our veins, because we had no passion. Somebody took that energy away from us. And this first cleansing, so you have to empty the cup that has a stale water or no water and clean it, and then you're putting something fresh in there, right? So when you start feeling this energy, that's going to be the preview of what I've seen in the cards, right? So the previews will be of what was just stating and what we can manifest and grow. But keep in mind that you have to water the plants, right? So you have to kind of make sure that they're cared for properly. So this is also talking about patience and stillness, and understanding that everything has its time and place, and everything that has happened for a reason, and it was a reason to actually help us to move ahead. So Aquarius, please check the other video. It is going to be just like in a few seconds. Just wait until the end. It's going to appear as a new link. Also, if you have issues with your vibrations, check my other channel, Raise Your Vibrations. I'm going to provide that link as well. So please comment, subscribe, like, share, dislike, whatever you like. Thank you very much. I love you guys.